rush to judge and to conclude. Just focus on the Anita must resign. Whenever you see new vision, Anita must resign. All right, let's stick to that. My co-host Jaimo, are you there? How are you?
I am well. How are you? Am I loud and clear?
Yes, you're loud and clear. Tuulire, please.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever we are, comrades. Hope you're all good. Onyango, I didn't get time to say that sorry with what the government did to you. None of us deserve what these animals are putting us through. Honestly, no upsound human being can do that to a fellow human being because they're trying to stand up to something bad. You and the others, I'm sorry to what that lady girl wrote. I know we are not supposed to talk about it because we said last night, but some of us really got hurt about this. And since we have been to prison once, we actually know what it means. Anyone that hasn't been there does not know what it means, but some of us who have been there understand what you have gone through. People have lost jobs. People can lose lives at this point because they were actually treated badly. So we need to be vigilant what to write when we're out there, especially when it comes to our movement. We are not supposed to explain anything. Since we are leaderless, we have no reason as to why we need to explain ourselves. If someone decides to write something out there, I know making sure without implicating the rest of us. I'm sad that we think we need to expose other people for us to feel good about ourselves, and we are not remorseful because we think if this government gives you money, you're going to walk away happy. This government does not give you money and you walk away happy. McKenna, I know it hurts. I'm sorry on behalf of that lady girl, whatever her name is, but people need to start understanding. We're in World War. And when you're in World War, when one comrade falls, the rest of you move ahead. I keep telling you that if I am ever compromised, please walk ahead. If I am in jail, it does not mean that the rest of you should stand. The mere fact that we have lawyers that are on our side, you let the lawyers do that while the rest of you push it on. We did not stop.
Please, what if after you give fresh Baba, I'm going to take like 10 minutes off a bit. You take over for now, okay?
Okay. Just because I've been compromised, it doesn't mean all of you should stop and then run to get me out. When I'm compromised, you move along to raise our flag so high. And we should know one thing, that we are going to get more people like Cynthia because at this point in time, these people have made sure that we are really broke. We cannot afford anything. So it is either you choose Nkoko or you choose the egg. So we need to be very vigilant of the things we write, of the things we say, because how people comprehend things is not the same way you'll comprehend something. So because of what she did yesterday, I decided to take off. I actually left space at 4 and needed time to reboot because some of us have been on these spaces for night shift and day shift hosting and all that. So when we see people like her mocking us, it really hurts. When we see people like her trying to mock those who have been in a jail cell because she has not been there, then I get to wonder where we as Ugandans. Since we are leaderless, let each of us do what we think is the best. If you cannot stick and fly, at least you can donate for the stickers and flyers, or the t-shirts and reflectors. We are all not going to walk, but let us do a job. When the day of marching comes and you can, you march. When you cannot, if you're in, you have reason not to march, you can always contribute to a sticker or a flyer because it educates someone. It's going to educate someone. You contribute to someone. I keep saying that no one is going to take us out. No one is going to bring the Uganda we want but ourselves. But the question is, are we ready? And the other question is, when shall we be ready? And the other question, are we going to die? People died. We need to stop thinking that being good is what makes us great. Someone does not have to step on you and you're like, hey, can be because God will pay. God gave you brains, you should use them. If someone is stepping on you, you should step on them without even teething. Because if this person can take your life, they can actually take it without even blinking. So I don't know why we think we need to go slow on these people. I keep saying, if there are people here who know IT, please get us these pictures, and some of us will do jobs. We can literally just get jobs of any MP that has stolen, and then we throw it in Masaka. We can easily throw, someone proposed to throw Bibarua, whatever that is. We tell that person that we know what you have done. So I think there are very many ways for all of us to work without being on the front line, or for us to support each other without bickering about it. Today I was seeing what someone said on Twitter, and I will say, abasomye ffe tusinga okuba abasiru, kubanga taata asomye yabuuza, naye abasomye okubanga tweyisanga abasiru is something that really hurts, honestly. It is still funny that someone would say they had hope in us. Really? How does it not bother you to just sit there and make such a comment? We need to know we are fighting something that is 40 years old. 40 years. Yes, we are fighting something that is 40 years, but tuli bangi nnyo. There are people out there who would want to join but don't know what to do. So my my comrades, brothers, sisters, it is time. I always say it is time because I always do my part without telling any other person. I come here and tell you about flyers, I tell you about t-shirts, I tell you about reflectors, I tell you about stickers. Each one of us can do something without asking another person. And the other person that is okay joining Onyango with the stickers, they can join Onyango with the stickers. Those who are willing to join you with the stickers, they can join you with the stickers. Those willing to join another person for t-shirts, you join t-shirts. Actually, I want to thank Gen Z. He always reminds us about wearing t-shirts on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that is, I think, something he does every Tuesday and Thursday. So thank you, Lord. Thank you for the spirit. So Bambi, twebereremu, twekwate ku mikono. Fresh Baba, talk to us, please.
Thank you, Jemo. Thank you. Bring back our people.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Fresh Baba, are you there?
I'm there. Don't you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you very well.
You can hear me? I think.
Yeah, I can.
Sorry, guys. Fresh Baba, I can hear you. Jemo, I think it's network issue. Fresh Baba, gone.
Thank you.
Simuwulira, ompulira.
I can hear you, Jemo.
Gwe nkuwulira ate ne Fresh Baba akuwulira.
Yeah, kale kimugone
Kati droppinga, then okomewo buto. And corruption is fighting back.
Corruption is corrupting her.
It's corrupting her phone, not her. Go on, please.
Thank you so much. Bring back our people, the host, and the comrades on space. I want to thank you for this opportunity again to speak to the world. As we are in this struggle, we are in this fight, and we are in this war. The war which is not easy, because the people we are engaging, they are very sophisticated and equipped with everything. That's why even today, we've been seeing some fake documents moving around social medias, and later they denied it. But those are implications that they are feeling the heat. That's why they try to meander around, like to bring in some propagandas. But we are used to that. As Ugandans, I think we are aware of the ways they operate. They normally operate in propaganda mostly. They also operate in tribalism. But they operate in nepotism. There's a lot of nepotism in Uganda, as you can see, that in most security, the leaders come from one family. The top commanders come from one family. That shows you the level of nepotism we are having in Uganda. When you move around Uganda, every district, when you check the DPCs, the OCCIDs, you can tell the level of nepotism in Uganda. But it is a very good course we are taking, that we are trying to wake up Ugandans. And the main work we are having is civic education, because Ugandans are still in a lot of sleeping mode. And I always tell my people, the boys I meet, the guys I work on, that something which is making Ugandans more comfortable, and they feel they are comfortable wherever they are, is that they even have this saying that nze kasita nfuna ekyokulya, nze kasita neebaka, ebirala tunaabiraba enkeera. Such, you can see the level of sleeping mode they are in. I always tell them that one day you're going to wake up and you cannot even afford a command of 1,000. That's when you will wake up and you know that the country is shrinking. But because they can afford, and in Uganda, that's why even Genome 7 said that even a fool can survive in Uganda, because people have a lot of options on food. So even if you increase the price of bread, they have option of cassava, they have option of chapati, they have option of a lot of eats around. That's why you see Ugandans are very silent. But the moment they will fail to afford food, I'm telling you, no one will call them on street. That is the reason why they are just there. And it's our work. Fenga bavuddeyo okubeera omusana eri abo abatayagala kumanya, abefuula abali comfortable, abefuula I can get what to eat. Like they look at us, we try to raise our voices, nga bagamba those ones bo balina sente zaabwe, bo bali bulungi. For us tukola mmere ya leero, we are double Z. My dear, I'm also double Z. Nange nkola mmere ya leero, but I feel I cannot sit down. I feel I'm suffocated with the pain I have, the pain of corruption, the problems we are facing in Uganda. Because yes, today you may say you're double Z, but when you fall sick, you'll go in the hospital, you even don't have money to pay. Of course, you may eventually die. But when you raise up your voice, one gentleman said, may his soul rest in peace, Afande Chirumira, that when you speak, you die. When you keep quiet, you die. So it's better you speak out and the world know that so and so said and this, and you'll be a recommendation for other generations. That's why we recommend, that's why we refer ourselves to Nelson Mandela's, to Martin Luther King. They are no longer there, but their spirit is still moving in us because of the great impact they did to their countries, the great words they were telling people, and we use them as references up to now. So we need to speak up. We shouldn't be suffocated. Actually, today I was even consulting a certain colleague of mine about the guild president of Soroti University, because remember tomorrow they are having, is it International Youth Day, and they are celebrating it in Soroti. I hope you guys, you know that. Actually, those are the opportunities we could be using to raise our voices from, as they are trying to pretend that the youth are okay and they are celebrating International Day. But we have to show the world that we are not okay in Uganda. Youths are suffering with unemployment. Youths are suffering with grabbing. They grab their hands. They don't have where to cultivate from. Much as General Hussein says that we go back to the village and we cultivate, but they have taken all the lands. Where shall we cultivate from? So we have to show the world that actually what they are framing to us, it's not what we are. It's not what we are facing. It's not what we are going through. So those are the opportunities we should be using right now. Like those congregations that International Youth Day, like guys in Soroti, they should rise up. Guys in northern Uganda, you people, you're keeping so quiet. And you're the people we expected to be so active in this movement, because you've suffered a lot with this regime during the alleged Konye war. You people, you've been in this. So I expected you to be so angry about this, because all the problems you're going through, like any other region, it's caused by this regime. And it is deliberate, because they need to put us in poverty so that we are vulnerable. And it is their tactics and it is their intention that we should be poor, because they know very well people who are poor, they are easy to be governed. They will be squatters, they will be beggars, and you can do anything you want because they are suffocated. So guys, we have a long way to go, but we shouldn't set back. We shouldn't lose hope. We shouldn't stay focused. As we go on with civic education, as we go on with sensitizing people, but we should also apply actions. You will know very well this government hears action. They don't hear paperwork, they don't hear what, so they hear actions. That's why when we went to the street on 23rd, they came out and actually it created awareness. There are very many youths who actually reached me and said, hey, next time I'm also going. If you're going, tell me we go. And that's the awareness we want. But as we are on X now, there are many youths who are not on X. Actually, many youths think that X is for elites and maybe people who are well off. They have that thinking in them. So they don't take time to go on X. They don't take time to read papers, to get informed. So when we put in actions like demonstrations, we will awake them. Because even someone who came to town and he or she didn't know what is going on, and when she sees policemen everywhere, army everywhere, and they say they are demonstrating, what are they demonstrating for? Corruption. That one helps us to put that person in awareness that, hey, there's something going on. And it is corruption. What is corruption? Maybe you may ask the neighbor, corruption, why are people demonstrating about corruption? What's all about corruption? And she gets to know. So we need to put in more actions than words. Yes, we can go on as we lay out other platforms, but we need to put in action. I want to thank you, Comrade Onyango, Comrade Makana. Yeah, thank you for fighting. Thank you for your action. And we have to go on as we press on. Right now, for us, we are still in court. We may not do much actions as expected, but we are feeling we are missing. Some of us, we feel we are missing actions because it's what these people hear mostly, not words, not papers, but actions. I thank you for now. I beg to submit, and I give chance to other comrades to submit their submission. Thank you so much. Bring back our people.
Thank you. Thank you very much, brother, for your submission. Yeah, that is our brother Fresh Baba, Samson Kiria. He was among the people arrested. Muj Martin, how are you, bro?
Maybe slightly, because they say that we should talk where we come from. I come from the east, and my district is called Ibutebo, so I come from the east, and I understand these people after Gulu, they are coming to east. So I want to call upon Easterners. We shouldn't allow this nonsense that they are moving parliament story. We don't need that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Comrade Dennis, I would love to know from you, what do you think should be done within these days before the parliament sits in Gulu?
I want to assume that's me. We just need
That's you.
We just need to build some networks down in Gulu. Gulu Market is like the center, just the way you see we have Chikubo and Nasa Road. Gulu Market is the center of business. Like the entire, it's like a 4-time square around that area. You can't reach there with a message and people will not get it. And that's where everyone targets. Like politicians, they'll go do their rally there. Whatever mobilization they want, they'll go and do it right there. So the first point of contact, whether it's using speakers or whatever, it has to be inside the Gulu Market. Everyone will listen to you. That's like a 4-square road. Like you have a road like going to everywhere. So if we want to print out posters or flyers, or we want to do just a word-to-mouth conversation, that's the starting point. And I'm also trying to collect some of the contact that I have. I will try to send it to some few folks inbox, and we just need like coordination in the ground to get started. But for me, the starting point is Gulu main market. For the guys who are making posters and all that, if we can target to reach the market, I know I have few guys who work in the market. We can work with them and have them deliver. We can have them sneak it in the market. Is that helpful?
Yes, comrade. Of course, everything is helpful. I thought you, I thought you're still submitting. I thought you're still submitting. But
No, like, yeah, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm here. And
yeah,
also,
please stay on.
I'm still, like, again, just remind us, please, let's reach out to these FM stations. I'm trying to get my old contacts for all the people that we can depend on. So I've shared stations from Lira, from Pader, from Kitgum, from Gulu. Those are like really the most popular radio stations around the communities there. So remember, when we're talking about Northern Uganda, we are talking about Lira. So don't dwell so much around Gulu. Lira is equally involved in this thing. And Lira is such a huge city. In comparison, Lira is probably bigger than Gulu, and yet Gulu is really big. Okay?
And
So
Arua?
Arua is definitely busy. It's way bigger. Arua is way bigger. So, guys, we may not be able to reach the villages, but again, in Lira market is a huge market. There are all types of people there. There are border riders. I border both motorcycle and our normal bicycle. That's the central place. So again, if we can get some comrade from Lira who can, we can do posters and pin them out. We just need to know guys who can do these things in local language so they can be easily understood. So the entire Lira
So
sub-region.
wait, Dennis. Wait, Dennis. Are you able to speak the local language from your district, for example?
Of course, I do. I do speak.
So if we could reach in your DM with information we need you to translate,
For
because
flyers,
we are
right?
receiving speaker. Yeah.
I can try, but remember, it may not be. You see, like interpreting is totally different thing from speaking and writing. But yeah, I know that posters are pretty brief, so I can do that.
Yeah, they are really brief to the point, and we are not saying like, I mean, it would be helpful also in one way or the other to have someone who can do that, and then we know at least for this district we have someone, and also the most important thing is to stop corruption. And
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So even Lira, we can coordinate with guys there. We have like the deliver message, and we can even have them print. I also know someone who does printing in Gulu. If we don't want to send, again, I obviously to avoid the whole logistical issue, I don't know. I need to find out because the cost of printing in Kampala is pretty cheaper than in our country area.
Right. Perfect. Thank you very much, Dennis. Please stay on the space. Are you free? I make you a co-host so that we can stabilize the network that way.
I might probably start to drive shortly, but I will let you know when I'm not going to drive. Like, so then I'll take over. Yeah.
So within the audience here, there is someone called Sarah B. Nice. Also reach in her DM. She will give you some of the information you could use in this fight. But I will also reach in your DM for further conversation. We need a lot of translation. Engole, you dropped. I'm going to send you the mic again. I need to hear from you, brother Engole. Benson. Martin, please speak to us.
Okay, good evening, guys. Good afternoon. Good morning. There's something I want to clarify. I think we are overgoing. Once again, first mute your mic a bit.
Benson, is it Benjamin? Benjamin, Engole. Benjamin, there is someone speaking, so you just mute your mic for a minute. You're going to have your turn. Go on, Muj Martin. West Nile Gazette, request for the mic, please. Go on, please, Martin.
Now let me go on. To the Northerners, the people from Acholi, Langi, Itemabe. I just want to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning. There's something I want to clarify. I think we're overgoing off about it. I saw it in the comments. Someone was asking, I think it was Kisule. He was talking about how can we identify a printing press. Guys, I think you're getting something wrong, incorrect out of this. The reason why we are making flyers is we are making flyers in different languages. So it doesn't have specifically to say from Gulu or what. In Kampala, there are people from Acholi who are interpreting the message we want to send out. The reason why, let me clarify this thing about flyers so that people get to know it very well. Because it's me and Jemo trying to work out about it. Kampala alone is a city of 4 million people. Now, our target was if we can get 2 million flyers, and then all those flyers are in different languages of specific regions. Acholi sub-region, Langi sub-region, West Nile sub-region, Teso sub-region, Bugisu sub-region, Busoga sub-region, Ankole sub-region, Tigezi sub-region, Kisoro sub-region. Kisoro, we are looking at the people of Bafumbira. You get? Then we are looking at Bakonzo in Kasese sub-region. We are looking at people in Kasese, Bundugujo, and all that. Now, the flyers we want to bring out are specifically going to be in those regions. Meaning, what we are already doing, we are already trying to interpret the message we want to send out there. For example, to Acholi sub-region, we are trying to work out already the message going to Acholi sub-region using the Acholi people around Kampala. But if it is also okay, if at all some people came on board from probably Acholi sub-region, they're like, hey, we wanted to get in touch, we want to be part of this. That is okay. Let's not confuse that. We have to first wait for a printing, who are the printing press or what. No, this is something we are trying to work on all regions. That's why if you've been noticing JMO on the contribution app we are trying to do, our target, we are looking at 2 million minimum. And the intention is this message has to be in all languages. So we do not have to be here and think, oh, we're on panic that, if let's get someone out there or something out there, like it's not being thought about. It is already. That is the intention why we say we want a message across the board. So we need support. If someone wants to come in from actually, get in touch with JMO, add in the message, maybe some of the words you would want to be added on, because this message should be uniform, but in different languages. Mnanisikiliza? Let me speak Swahili. Mnanisikiliza? Jameni. We want it one message, but in all different languages. But speaking the same message we are talking about here. So I don't want us to overthink, oh, maybe we have to do this, or let's be uniform here a bit, because we are looking at that. That is why I think some people who want flyers are not seeing it, because some things we can speak about them on space here, but there are people doing background work. Why do we do that? Because these spaces are monitored. Even how we are going to transport that, we do not want any agents to know how we are going to do it. You get? For the good of us. That's why one of the things we even agreed upon was the message has to reach there maybe 3 days before the D-Day. Why? Because we want it to reach before our these agents get to know about what we are doing. So for anything that maybe our Acholi people from Acholi Langi can add on us, you can probably say maybe you can advise us and say maybe according to our people, this can captivate them, add these words. You get? That is now what we want, those ideas of the message. But remember, the message we want is the same message the Imbarara people in Ankole will get. It's the same message the Karamojong people will get. It's the same message the Akeso people will get. It's the same message the people from Renzururu will get in Bukonzo, in Kasese, and all that. It's the same message we want the Batoro people to get. So we want a unified message in different languages. We sat down, we realized where is our problem. We want our message to go masses. And we said we should have a unifying message that cuts across. But then people should bring in ideas. The people of Busia might say, for us, our people, when you speak like this is how we understand. But we want the same message to go in Busia. We want the same message to go in Bukedi. We want the same message to go in Busoga sub-region. Why? The intended purpose is for us to have a common understanding of what we are doing. You get, guys? So anything that needs to be added, anything that probably needs to be suggested, we are trying to do these things off the spaces, because we know we cannot make so many plans here, because there are people who are here to monitor what we are saying, our next move. And we also have to be smart. So we have to be smart. Some things we do not have to say them here. We cannot even come here and say, oh, I'm going to bring back to our people the flyers to go to Masaka. You get? So some of the things we speak them here, but some things we have to do groundwork, because the people we are dealing with, they here monitoring us, guys. We all know this. We all can agree to this. But we're not going to keep playing to their gallery. That's why some suggestions, anything that you feel you would want to add on to anything we are trying to do, DM someone. I can tell you right now, DM JMO, and say, okay, for us in this region, this is what I was thinking of. Because the flyers are going to come out. We are still looking out funds for them. Why? Because Tetwagala will know Smanyanga 20,000 flyers. No, Kampala alone is 4 million people. We are looking at Uganda. We are not looking at Kampala. We are looking at Langi sub-region. We are looking at Lira City. We are looking at Lugulu City. We are looking at Arua City. We are looking at Kabale. We are looking at Kisoro. We are looking at Mbarara. We are looking at Bushen. We are looking at Masaka. We are looking at Kampala. We are looking at Busoga, Jinja, Kabidamaido. Why? Because we want the message to go across. So some of the things and how they will be done, we cannot discuss them here, like it or not, because we have snitches here. We have people who are here pretending to monitor, pretending to listen to our spaces, but they just want to hear our ideas, and then they foil our plans. Do you people get us, please? So for anything that we need to add on, depending on the flyers, on how things should be done, there's something you really want to add on, just DM. We need to be smart on these guys. We a 21st generation. We are the ones in the movement. Let's not give them the leverage to understand everything. Let's come here. Let's mobilize certain things regarding like that on how we are going to do. We need to know that some things have to move differently. We can't speak them all here. How those flyers will reach, I can tell you that how the flyers will reach to West Nile, it will be useless for us to speak about them that we are going to give to so and so. No, because the moment we mention who's going to transport them, then they will know the person. What we want is a surprise move. Flyers reach Arua City 3 days before. They are also shocked. They don't know how they reached before. You get? Flyers reach Soroti City days before. They do not have to know how we have managed to make them reach there. So certain things regarding that, let's discuss on maybe how we want the information to be about, but let's not overtalk that, oh, can we get someone in this side? Remember, as we are discussing that, let's get someone who can do this in Gulu. These people are monitoring. They're going to go and look out for that person you're trying to discuss about in Gulu. But remember, we are trying to do flyers from this side. People are making it. So far, we have 2 languages, English and Luganda. Now, when we keep on telling guys that please help us with this and that, it's because we want the message to go deep in different languages. So that the flyers come out, if we have about like 3 million flyers, and then we know that actually we have this amount of flyers. Arua, we have this amount of flyers. Teso region, we have this amount of flyers. And then we know who is going to distribute them. We do not have to discuss them here because this is a revolution. The way you want to, unless you, the very person who's trying to say you want the revolution to go on, at the same time you want the people to be known. Some of the things we learned from the from 23rd is something we have to do them off space. Kama unataka utaki, we have to do some things off space because there are people monitoring. It's the same thing that happened in Kenya. Nane was supposed to be massive, but the reason why is because some things they're also looking into. There was some where they went wrong. The messaging. Some people got relaxed. Some message didn't reach certain places deeper. Now, fengaba na Uganda abali eno. We have to re-strategize. That's why we are here. And we are saying, in this period, we are planning for Acholi. Now, because the parliament is going to sit in Acholi, we already have to make flyers that are going to go to Acholi. But now, how are they going to reach? We do not have even to discuss it here because we do not want to give our enemies or our oppressors the chance to know how it's going to reach there. Because it will reach there, but we cannot discuss who is going to print it here. Akuna, then there we are playing games. We cannot discuss it. You want to do something? DM Demo. And then she'll tell you, okay, the message so far is this and this. But then maybe you could have an idea. You're like, oh, people to be convinced, add on something of this and this. But remember, as you're giving this advice, comrades, I want to call you all comrades because we are comrades in this, is we are looking for a unifying message that cuts across the board. I repeat, a unifying message that cuts across, in that a person in Karamoja will read in their language and they will understand what exactly we are talking about. It will not be different from the person from West Nile. It will not be different from a person from Masaka. It will not be different from a person from Ankole. I want us to be all together on this. But at the same time, let's not give our enemies to know our every step. Unless we are in jokes here. We are trying to mitigate. We are not trying to be perfectionists, but we are trying to mitigate our risks and our chances of our things being foiled. So as you discuss some things, remember, these spaces are being monitored. So some things you do not have to discuss and start saying, oh, Chisule is where? Chisule has someone I know. Please, Chisule. There's a guy you know that said, no. Then there we are not serious on what we are doing. There is something you know about, DM the person. Why? Because our cause will move forward when we are mitigating. I hope you all understand mitigating. We are minimizing the chances of our oppressors and our juntas to know our every next move. Mnanisikiliza wajameni? So
tunasikiliza afande.
Haya, nashukuru sana. Let's have that in mind. Right now we are looking at Acholi sub-region. Okay, because we are looking at the march to parliament because they're going to hold the parliamentary sitting that time. Now, for any plan anyone has to add on that, please do not make the information go because this, remember, we are dealing with a system that is just willing to get anyone. They just hear anything. They go, Tobias has a company here. Which side? They start investigating already. We should also be smart enough to understand that these guys are monitoring. So for anything you want to really add on or speak or something, say who are dealing on those flyers. And remember, for those who have not been in these spaces, the flyers thing, why we have been advertising it and why some people have been wondering, they had not yet out. No, because we are looking at a target of not less than 2 million. We do not want, because if you are looking at a whole country, you cannot say 40,000 flyers. They cannot do a whole country. I just gave you an example. Kampala alone, statistics show you that Kampala is a city of 3.5 to 4 million people. If you look at Kampala alone, and then you're thinking of flyers of 20,000, where is it going to take you? Is your message going to reach anywhere? We would rather look at the bigger picture. Maybe we can say Kampala we are going to use, because at least for Kampala is already knowing the sensitization. Even if we gave Kampala about like 50,000 flyers, and then the rest of the flyers go to different suburbs or sub-regions of the nation. Because that is now what people didn't know before, that this is what we are calling coordination. It's part of coordination. We want, so that even if Tobias is talking to his people, he knows that, hey, the people are speaking the same message. The message reached there. If Isaac is talking to his people, the same message reached there. How it reached there, Angazi, we can't speak that out, because that is how we are supposed to move as comrades, as people who want to make change in our motherland. That is why it is midnight and we are here. We are discussing all that. But remember, we cannot discuss everything here. We cannot reveal names, everything here, because we are dealing with a system that can go for anyone, for anything. So for anything that you want probably to add on, DM the right person whom you heard that They are trying to coordinate this and this. So far, I've told you, we have 2 languages. Remember, Uganda has about 100 and something districts. So comrades, put that in mind, and we are not going to isolate them. We only came up to a region and said, okay, let's look at Langi sub-region. We use the language used in Langi sub-region. Let's look at Teso sub-region. We use the language. Let's look at Bugisu sub-region. Bugisu has 2 linguistic languages. The Luma Saba, then it also has the Babu school. Those are the modern Luyas in Kenya. But because they understand the same language, we are going to use one language that both the Bugisu sub-region will understand. The same thing with West Nile. West Nile has Alur, it has Lugbara, it has what? But what is the common denominator that coordinates the West Nile? Now, that is what we are looking at. In Buganda, we have Luganda. In Ankole, we have Nyankole. In Ibanyachigezi, Kabale, and all that, we have Luchiga. So we are looking at that because we want this message to go solid, deep. It is one message, but cutting across. Simplified, precise, at the same time, articulate to the issues affecting our people. So when we are discussing some of the things here, let's be mindful that we are not in normal times, guys. Unless you're not for the cause. Some things we can discuss them here. Some things we do not have to discuss them here because we have a cause to fulfill. You get? Depending on flyers, DM JMO. Say I'm from Acholi. And this and this and this. Maybe I can help in transporting this. I can help in transporting our flyers. Are they ready? On this date, will they be ready? Simple as that. Then JMO will know what to do. Or me, I will know what to do because I'm handling it with her. But the point is, we want the message to reach across without being interrupted. Nanskiza Jamen, I'm just begging. I want us to understand the dynamics in which we are dealing in. So let's have the discussions regarding how information will reach. Vis-a-vis understanding that some of these things we do not have to give our oppressor to get to know where you are. I do not have to meet you. Tomani, why should I meet you and give you the flyers? No. But after establishing the criteria, I can just know, okay, I'm going to deal with Ngole. You get? Ngole is going to take the thing without even us discussing it here. So let the things reach the day before. People are surprised. Hey, how did the message reach? Yes, we do not have to say how it reached, but our ultimate goal should be the message has it reached its destination. You get? Once it has reached its destination in the appropriate time we wanted it, because we estimated and said a message should reach a certain region before 3 days or 2 days before. We do not want these things of we are marching today, so the message reaches today. No. We want our people to galvanize, look into the message days before the D-Day for anything. So I just wanted to clarify on that. In any way, guys have not understood this, I apologize, but I just wanted you guys to understand the dynamics in which we are dealing in and how certain things we cannot discuss them here for the good of the revolution, for the good of us going forward, because we cannot keep repeating in the same mistakes again. Some of the mistakes Kenyans did, after they marched to parliament in Nairobi, they went back and over-relaxed. And some of them were discussing in their spaces that Ruto had enough time to even seek out for Ugandan security agents to come and help him to quell the nani. Why? Because these ones, after having successfully done that, they went back and relaxed, and then they forgot to coordinate the message back to the Wananchi. Now, we cannot see our neighbors go astray, and then we keep seeing like, okay, it's normal. No, we also have to pick leaves we learn from that. That's why we said we have to coordinate. It's not just a matter of anything. We have to really coordinate, and coordinating means we have to sit down, evaluate some things. We can speak them here. There are people who are doing things that you guys have never even had on this space. Why? Because some people prefer to do background work. Why? Because that is how we are supposed to operate. I'm going to give you guys one example for us to understand these things. When President Idi Amin was still a president and the South Africans were fighting for their independence, at the time he called them to Uganda, and then Thabo Mbeki actually even made a remark about this. He was like, while they were in the conference and in the meeting, Amin kept saying, we are going to attack from Pretoria, we are going to attack from Johannesburg, and we are going to attack from this. So these comrades got pissed. They were like, this guy is overspeaking the mission. Why is he saying the mission broad daylight on national TVs and international media? Then when they went to a room, Amin told them that, guys, I was saying that so that our oppressors or our detractors get to think that we are going to attack Pretoria. Yet for us, our destination is different. In other words, he was trying to play a psychological game, give a different message to what the others need to know, then you plan different. Now, it's the same thing with us here. We cannot speak what or when or how the message is going to reach our people here on the spaces, knowing that we have infiltrators on us here. You get? Our information should reach our destinations without the infiltrators getting to know how we are going to transport it, who is going to take it there, who's going to take it, over Tobias, over Ngole. No one should even know that. But you can give them a false narrative. You get? So some of the things I want us to understand that some things have to be really taken serious and operated opposite, because we are dealing with a system that is here to monitor anything we say. They will just go straight for him. You get? So to avoid all that, some things don't even reveal them here. Unless you're not purposeful for the cause. Some things We have to understand the dynamics in which we are in and know how do we want our information to reach. Which people do I have to get in touch with? Simple as that. You're willing to transport, you don't have to come and announce yourself here because we do not want you to be in danger. When you're in danger, you put the all of this platform in danger. That's why we keep saying that much of the fact we are doing all this, but watch out for yourself. Know who you're dealing with. Don't just meet anyone anyhow. You get? Not everyone that is smiling at you is for the cause. That is what we have suffered these past few days with snitches, information coming out, people going to Twitter, writing threads that are useless, all that. Why? Because there are people who we didn't expect that they would do such a thing, but then it has come out. So how do we mitigate that? We have to be very strategic. Is it something we want to do? Go in someone's inbox or go to the right person, go to bring back our people, talk to him indirectly. Maybe he knows how he will coordinate with Martin or Muj or whoever, whatever it is, or Jmo or the good girl or anybody. And then they will tell you that, okay, this is how this, other than bringing it out here, because all we want is our message. The ultimate goal is our message has to reach every destination we want it to reach. But it cannot reach there when we reveal it here. It cannot reach there when our people who will make it reach there are not disturbed and disorganized by the details we reveal here. Asanteni sana, nashukuru, people from Macholi, what should I say? Itie. Thank you so much. Lubanga Ken, thank you.
Thank you, Muj. To add on what Muj said to people of Acholi, Mubanga Ken, Tujabi Ogira, we shall speak all them languages, you people. Don't joke with us. This is a generation connected, not intimidated. Our fear is to lose Uganda. So you measure your intimidation. Does it qualify to be the weight of Uganda? My only fear is to lose Uganda. So thank you, Comrade Muji. You make a very, very important observation and a key point there. Let's reach in DMs. And by DM, do not request people's contacts as of now until you know who you're speaking to. You know, consistency is important in this. So WhatsApp, for now, I would not encourage it. XDM is enough. Then later you can reach someone. You can give someone your number if you know them. Dennis and Clinton, I want to bring you back. Council Tobias, Council Douglas, welcome to the space. Very happy to have you guys here. We are speaking about March2Gulu. You know, we are fighting corruption, but this time we want to camp in Gulu. We want to be in Gulu before Anita Among and her team of thugs go there. We want to make sure the ground is well prepared to tell these thugs where they need to be. And that is on the side of oppressed people. Benjamin, speak to us. The mic is yours. Unmute. Yes, go on, please.
Good evening, colleagues. Actually, good morning, colleagues. In the words of Phil Castro, it does not matter how small you are in number, as long as you have the faith. This will resonate to give us inspiration and to know that no matter the capacity of how many people we are on this cause, as long as we have the objective, we have the faith in whatever we do. It is the hope that I can see that shall give us success at the end of the day. Earlier on, somebody mentioned that we should actually introduce our names and our regions. I'm Emole Benjamin. I come from Kumi district, just a few kilometers to the next district of Bukedia, where Anita Mo comes from. Apparently, I'm based in Kampala. Still, we have influence and we can mobilize in Kumi and now touch those areas of Soroti, Palisa, Kaberamaido, Moroto, Kokido. We shall mobilize and say that they feel the presence of the people. I feel we need to continue, and I think as we're trying to organize for Northern Uganda, we have to also start organizing for the side of Eastern, because that's where the current speaker comes from. And 100% I can tell you, colleagues, that Eastern Uganda is one of the regions that have been, in other words, poverty-stricken and affected by this regime, to the extent that people may not afford an opportunity to even speak any word against anybody who has influence like Anita. To be factual with you, we need to mobilize on time, in that we can track and identify youth. I know most of them, and I know we can find a way to continue building up. By the time they communicate Eastern Uganda, my comrades are also on ground waiting to chant the following day. 100% we need to do that, because if you look at the polls of NRM performance in Eastern, particularly in Kumi, if you look at the previous, I think they have 100% victory. Either it was actually vote rigging or not, but the polls can show you the numbers. So we need to do early preparation, because I don't appreciate simple things. We need to do something which is magnanimous. Somebody feels that this is too much. So we need to mobilize groups in numbers, group phases 1, 2, 3 the whole day. Even if it means that to stop the entire event from happening, it will be. So raising from Kaberamaido, Soroti, Palisa, Kumi, and Bukedia, where Anita Hassel comes from. Guys from Mbale can also join up. shall be so grateful. Now, all those other regions that I mentioned about speak similar language. That is Ateso, the little Karamojongo also can also identify, but shall find a way of paraphrasing the language in our flyers to meet standard communication, like earlier on discussed here. My only request is to say that I see our merchant code that is requesting for subscription for members who can donate. I request if we can make a more, maybe a flyer, which is okay, a good design of this promo code. This promo code, if you can make it a bit nice and that you can pin it in our WhatsApp statuses. Yes, even on Facebook, because we need to share. The entire population needs to donate. And
we have that code already. I think maybe I'm going to post it in the group. I'm also going to post the website. Maybe
yes.
I think it's not been following up, but it's been there running. Let me just post it in the group so that you get to know.
Yes, please do. In that we can share it and involve everybody to continue donating, because there are people who are really concerned about this, but may not be able to come physically, but they will have to lend in a hand. There is a financial or other way they can do it. Also, another chance is I think I will DM. I already DM'd somebody. I will not mention the name since we have been advised to go clandestine. You need to be a bit diplomatic in these things because you need to feature yourself. Thank you so much, host. I think I've shared my views, but for sure we can make it. Let's not mind about the number. Let's continue mobilizing. This regional thing has actually opened us a chance that in that we can strategize as we try to mobilize these members in various regions of the country. Let us try to retain their contacts, because at the end of the day, again tomorrow we shall need them again for another cause. So this is a chance to expand the influence and to attach everybody to get concerned, not just Kampala. By the time, let's say maybe a few weeks, a few months, it may even be tomorrow, everybody raises up from wherever regions they are. So the whole country becomes uncontrollable. That's what we mean by a good revolution. Yes, please. Thank you so much, members. Please, the next speaker. Hand over back the microphone to the host speaker, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you very much, please. Yeah, comrades, at the top of the hour, I'll go also to rest. We still have time, but at the top of the hour, so that we can have fresh energy for the new week. So much has happened this week. I'm very thankful that all of you are here, and you have tried to stick to the cause, regardless of the strong winds. Comrade Dennis, your submission has been very informative. I would request that every evening at around this time, check on your timeline. There should be a space running. Until we push the corrupt out of offices, we shall fight on, on social media and on ground. Clinton, I'm going to come to you, but I want to have Bob. Bob, I'm going to request you to unmute and speak to us. And please tell us, how can we make 28th of August more amplified and more strategic in a way to stop the corruption in Uganda?
Yes, thank you, brother. Bring back our people. Thank you, all of you comrades, fighters, and compatriots. It's really energizing, if I may deduct from the words of the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, when he said that the uncertainties of political events and the necessity for resilience. So, dear brothers and sisters, amidst of all these uncertainties, some catastrophic unfoldment of this landslide and all that, you can see that Uganda, we are being tested, in the sense of faith and in the sense of, the things that are occurring in our societies respectively. So speaking on how should we mitigate or to demystify what it is illegitimate regime by means of Anita Among or parliamentarians in general trying to show the public, the general public, that it is necessary or it is of great value for a certain region for them to go and encamp there to spend more money under the guise of, deliberating the things which are pressing the people of that particular region at any given moment. Brothers and sisters, much as I've been supporting each and everything, much to Parliament, I'm not saying that it is 28th August, the campaign for the people of Gulu to demonstrate. In my opinion, it gives this Museveni regime a mileage that we have accepted that it is going to be there. What I would suggest instead is that on the 28th August, it should be more intensified in Kampala to Parliament, because we know this is the Parliament. There is no Parliament in northern Uganda. These are all rented areas of which it is on the expense of the marginalized Ugandan who are protesting the initiative in the first place. But we are dealing with a regime which turned deaf to the people or to the claims of the people it claims to be leading. So I'm suggesting that on the 28th, we should be more focused on intensifying the marching and demonstration to the Parliament of Uganda, Kampala, on the 28th. And the people of Gulu or Acholi or any area where the meeting, they are planning to take it, they should be demonstrating as well. For us, we are saying that it is not necessary the parliamentarians to go and sit in the other place. That goes on to show how irresponsible they are. They are running away from the Gen Z, thinking that by relocating to the northern side, they will be saved or exonerated. No, they are still being held accountable of embezzling taxpayers' money here in the parliamentary building, which is known to every Ugandan. You understand, dear brothers and sisters? So I suggest that the people in the northern region, they should make sure that they protest, but even fellow Ugandans, because in Uganda or in Kampala, you find each and every tribe represented there. Remember, this is tribeless, meaning that Uganda, it is in Kampala.
Yo,
So,
Bob.
yes.
Sorry to cut you, but let me tell you something. I understand your point. Much as you say this is tribeless, not all tribes originate from Kampala, and not all tribes or those people in those tribes reside in Kampala. I want you to understand that there is a reason why we are saying we are going to Gulu. It does not pause or stop any Ugandan from any part of Uganda to protest. Even tomorrow, if someone wants to protest, please do. But here is the thing I want you to understand.
Yes.
On 9th October, the so-called Independence Day of Uganda, we are going to have a national-wide protest. If you've been on these spaces, you've already had that conversation. The only thing we are talking about right now is 9th October okay? What do you think about it? We have not yet reached to have that detailed conversation because on 28th, we want to make sure that Gulu is occupied. But we want to also make sure that whatever we are applying for now to awaken people in Gulu, it is used in other areas. Someone was saying it's from Kumi. It's next to Bukedia. So it's not by mistake that we are saying we go to Gulu. Because if people in Gulu can march, that is an addition. If people in Kigezi can march, that's an addition. People in Kampala are already awake. And the more we intensify the people in Kampala, the more we are easily crushed. The more people in Kampala can. If one day we are all able to protest in large numbers, because on 23rd people protested, but the large number was in Kampala. But there were people in Kagadi, there were people in Kasese, there were people in Bundibujo. And I'm telling you this because I know it. There were people in Lida, Arua. We've all seen those messages of, is it Job Matoa threatening protesters. So what I'm trying to tell you, the more we decentralize, is the more we weaken the system that is used to crack us. So I want you to encourage people in Gulu to protest, not you to say that we need to intensify in Kampala, because you know what? Even the people in Gulu are affected as much as like the people in Kampala. So it's not by mistake that we are discussing about that, much as I respect your ideology. So please go on.
That's the reason I said in the beginning that in my submission, I would like, much as I support the demonstration in Gulu, but we shouldn't act in conforming to the dictates of the dictator, because they create a narrative and they are in some sort of tossing a stone in the beehive to see what's contained therein. You understand? Because they have been feeling the heat of March to Parliament. Now they want to soothe or to create some sense of to sigh a breath of relief to relocate the Parliament. But I'm advocating for the Northerners to march whenever these people are trying to congregate. But to bear in mind that we are not conforming to their dictates, but we are rejecting them vehemently. And another point I wanted to make in relation to this, because they create diversionary narratives. Even this one of regional parliamentary sitting, it is a diversionary narrative, brothers and sisters. We shouldn't be caught off guard, okay? Because when you look at the things which are happening right now, the dictator himself, he comes out with concocted letters claiming that its intelligence have discovered some coverted mission and all that crap. You understand? Outdated schematic of confusing the society. These are all narratives to divert the general public from concentrating too much to Parliament. You understand? So we have seen that the incident in Chitezi, the residents are saying that this thing has been caused by an explosion. You understand? So when you observe people who are knowledgeable about tremors or meteorological occurrence, they can estimate the magnitude which can cause the ground to jolt to that extent. You understand? We are being hoodwinked in one way or the other. You can see that these people are on the verge of collapsing. So they create a single narrative that can divide the people who are concentrated on something. March to Parliament, it is a threat of their status quo. If they know that people are more concentrated on it, they have to create something to create a division. Now, the Chitezi people who have been concentrating on March to Parliament, they are all worried where we're going to sleep, our people are dead. Now they say, let's go to Gulu. The people of Gulu, if they march in Gulu, they feel like we have done our part. You understand? So we need to be focused, not to be driven by their narrative, but they have to be always in defensive of our attacks. Remember, psychologically, the best way to defend it is to attack. Let us not play in defensive mechanism towards Museveni's narrative. No, they have to be in defensive, and they are defenseless because their defense is based on false information. You understand? So we have to bear in mind, as I conclude, brother, we have to bear in mind that these people are so infiltrative. They are so infiltrative and evil in nature. let us keep in mind that we are expecting terrorism attack within these months or weeks just to create confusion and their regime to stay relevant in relation with the international community, because for far too long they have been creating a narrative that there is an attack of ADF. You understand? So people of the Republic of Uganda, from border to border, bear in mind that the illegitimate regime led by Dictator Museveni, they are orchestrating terrorism acts within Uganda. And their mission to relocate parliamentary sitting, they are targeting all parliamentarians who signed in the favor of, recalling all those parliamentarians and Anita Mong. So they want to get rid of these. These were in hundreds or 150. Remember, Uganda, in actual sense, it cannot exceed those constituents if we are to give them real constituents. That goes on to show Museveni that he is hated everywhere. So he wants to get rid of all the parliamentarians, the Chipingamis, so that those who comes, they will be able to obey his son when he's being elected in the parliament. Parliamentarians, bear in mind, this is a trap for you to be poisoned in northern Uganda. Information is circulating on the internet. Those girls who work in the hotels came out and leaked information that they are indoctrinating us to kill parliamentarians. Anybody who appeared on the list, Sekikubo gathered, he is a target. I beg to submit.
All right, Bob. Thank you very much. Your point has been heard. Clinton.
Well, thank you so much. I rushed so much to come in. I've just listened to the previous speaker. Well, based on also the reports we have, this gentleman is not very far from what we have. And this is what we need to understand. Truth is truth, facts are facts. These are all diversions, creating anyway, as I say, that any leader who uses a portrait system always creates, he's able and capable to find a way to divert anything that could take him or tether him from missing his power. We are still at the same point of March to Parliament and 28th Gulu. But we have to also to remember these things very much, like the gentleman is saying. We need to be, we really need to be very much careful. We are dealing with someone who has been in power for 40 years and very good at diversions. I have also had some, which I report we shall really still investigating with our team on ground. This issue of states has question marks. However much I don't want to talk about it before the report. So I will encourage, when I speak about that, we need really to listen to people and know what they are saying. And exactly, we don't stop from there. We also go on ground and do investigations. So I believe that Mr. Museveni, and even the issue of taking people, what is the reason of this man taking parliament to other districts? Which tactic is behind this? Like, besides the front of who passed this decision? So we need to be very much, there must be other hidden agendas of them pressing these parliamentary seats in these districts. And where they are clearly very much aware that there is a lot of issues pending the other side in those districts where they intend to move or intend to. What is behind this? Is Anita trying to buy time to finish her term as she stated that she wants? When she was on bring back to she was on one time on a certain event where she said that people should be there with her for just to finish her term. What is happening? What is she planning? What is next after finishing her term? So the term is almost, because we are remaining with a few months. Next year's election we are starting mobilizations. Those who are in politics, and we believe that if these people have term, they are only remaining with one term. This is the 11th parliament. So what is this person cooking? Okay, we who are saying that Anita must resign, out of the scale of 10, where are we exactly? Yes, we look like to be 9 or 8, but do we know what we are hunting? That it might be buying time. It might be ready to create all diversions to make sure that if she or she finishes, as they are collecting our money, as they are disappearing, as they are running away. So these things, these facts, I call upon all of us to open eyes so much and focus on them. Tomorrow, if they take parliament, if the people of Gulu are so much concerned, they must understand that what has happened to Chitezi, what happened to any other places, it's also coming to their place. They should understand that this is not time to joke, this is not time to dialogue, this is not time to be just around. They must fight for their own rights. If they get people of Chitezi and the whole part of Kampala is shut down, people have lost a lot of people have lost lives, they have lost a lot of people. I am so much attached to just look at this extent, guys. An incident of a landslide occurs in a state of emergency, which I may say that it looks like that way. No ambulances, no excavators comes on the second day. Seriously, there must be something going on.
So far, 23 dead.
So far, 23 dead, my brother. Can you imagine what is really, my brother? You see landslides happen when they're happening in this northern Uganda, choppers and what. But on this matter, on what we call emergency, which should, if there was a meeting going, the parliament should have stopped. If there was anything going, cabinet seated, it should have stopped. Because those are Ugandans. We have lost lives. We have not just lost lives. We have lost number that could have marched to parliament. From out of there, people are being removed from their properties and lands and taken away.
But on the second day, it's when they are saying that almost more than 1,000 people have been affected. According to the eyewitness on ground, I will not go relying on the media of Mr. Museveni, which he bought to divert people. They talk about 1,000 people, the media talks about 200 people. So really, we need to understand this fact. There are some incidents that occur and they must be investigated as a citizen of Uganda. Why there was a delay? When we watched the shooting in the US or against Trump, even that the director of FBI had to step down. The question was why there were no security on this type of building, and yet the security was around. There is a police around Chitezi, so many police. But why is that the rescue has come very late when people have died? That lady was making phone calls. The young person, the baby was crying underground, could have not died. We need to really understand: is this terrorism the government is pressing on its people, or it is support? What is behind taking parliaments to other places outside Kampala? What is behind it? Why is it not a debate? There are some questions as citizens we need to ask ourselves. Why are they expanding this? What is behind expanding this? If Guru people must stand up and do and object, because we have seen a lot of reports in Guru over corruption. But what is Guru being? Why Guru is not growing? Where are those corrupt victims who have been in those office of government position? And what will happen next after when the parliament, the first seat in Guru has finished? What is going to happen? The Guru will get one night hospitals that are going to be built in one day? No way. But these are all diversions, like what the guy is saying. There are some things I won't speak here right now, but I just want to let you know, guys, that we are Gen Zs. We are all what we are because we determined to rescue our country from the hands of dictator. It is what we have to do. It is what the only way how we have to make it. We have to be careful with diversion. Under that scenario, why there was no emergency team, and yet the son of the president was in Rwanda with his groups, and there was fuel. What you don't understand? The son of the president was in Rwanda after chartering the national plane. The national plane. Army has no planes to take the son of president. They have no vehicles to take the son of president, but they had to charter our own plane, which we bought with our money to bring more money to take his son in Rwanda just to cheer up a fellow dictator. Seriously, there are some things we need to internalize, and we need to gear up more than where we have been. If Guru people don't stand, if they're on this platform, it is coming. What is in Chile is coming to Guru. What is not in Guru? What is also, it's going to come in other places. We have seen it. We have seen these people they're removing everyone. The other day, my brother, when the people were lacking, and they had to bring someone to say, I have offered the land and to silence. But someone offered the land on a small piece scale, my brothers. Recently, just someone reminded me the name of where people were. Is it called devacation? No, it's not devacation. Removing people from their lands. And someone comes and says, I've given you a space. We thank you so much. But someone has lost things he has done for 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. And
My brother Clinton.
I don't want to lament, but my brother
Clinton, do you know the people in Apa?
In Apa?
You talk about the incident in, is it Luigi? Or do you know the people in Apa, the Apa land incident?
I have also had those reports. Yeah, I have had those reports. That's true.
So I will interest you to go and do research. There are videos on Facebook, Apa land, where women are dressed and their boobs were out protesting against someone called an investor who came to take over land. But guys, we are still here having this conversation. I thought I'm going to sleep, but
no,
the way people are speaking, I was like, I want to stay on.
No, before you sleep.
No, I'm not sleeping. I just wanted to say one thing before you proceed.
Yes.
Emmanuel Johnson Obo, go off this space. He says, I no longer want to have tolerance to people like you who come here. We give you space to listen, and you start sending funny comments to our people. We don't tolerate that. Obo, I'm not against you, but I'm against your actions. I don't like people like you because you make me lose my control. So I'm sending you this warning. If you're on this space, stop harassing people. Actually, you should go off if it's okay with you. We are fighting against corruption, not you. So I just wanted you to know that because
now, so when you match a man with his problems of his party, he knows where he will die. But trust me, the death is not very far. That's my statement, and you can investigate about me because I know you guys. Now, what I'm saying is that if people of Guru don't listen to us, don't listen to what fellow Ugandans are saying, what has been Nichtes? It's coming. It's just not yet, but it's coming, and you are going to cry. One person said that, my dear, everyone is going to feel it. If you go comfortably and be in your blanket and be like, it is for people who are living in Kampala, my friend, it's going to come. And you're going to cry for people who are in Kampala to come and help you. You're going to cry for people who are from Balala and they will come and help you. So let this not be a begging, but let this be a responsibility of every guy. And it's time. If it is not today, there is no tomorrow. These diversions of Mr. Museveni, we know them. That's why I'm saying, I thought that we need to be much more. These are diversions. Very much diversion. And Museveni is willing to kill us a thousands. For him, it's not a business. If he killed 1 million people when, my brother, I don't know, if he killed 1 million people when he was coming in power, then what about these numbers, just the numbers? He's willing to do that. If in 1989 he killed 300 men in Makura, if he went in and he killed 100 people in Kasese, if he came in 2021 and he killed all those direct shooting commands to shoot people and kill, you think killing these innocent people do you think he would have, and he would kill them in that way, in whatever system he's using? and you refuse even to offer them. There is no paramedics, there is no ambulances. Even if the ambulance has come, trust me, I have seen the videos, I have seen their own ground reporter has given us information that the ambulances are not equipped. They're just dumping people inside the Kabangali. Those Kabangali, I don't know why those cars are not even banned. Taking them to the hospital, even ambulance are not equipped. Guru people, if we come and we say that march to wherever that parliament is going to see, you need to listen, because if you don't listen today, tomorrow you're going to cry. So I really don't want to take much time. But the previous speaker spoke about, let's not jump eyes. What is he trying? What is this article trying to expand us? We are saying that we are marching to parliament. We know one parliament, which is at Nakasero. You are saying I'm putting parliament in Guru. Are you trying to expand us? Are you trying to expand us that now, since they are attacking, let me go and make a six? Anita Mong, that woman, that I don't know whether it's a Kabalagala, cooked woman, I don't know. And she expanding the parliament to another place.
All
That's
right,
my
brother.
point.
Thank you, Clinton. And Clinton, in the comment section, we have put the numbers of Guru. Is it Mega what? Mega FM? Yeah, you can call those numbers, comrades. We are calling these radio stations in Gulu to just pass our information. I've pinned actually the radio contacts up there. Mugi, are you there?
Yes, how are you, my dear brothers and sisters, Ugandans, countrymen and countrywomen? It's really saddening. I usually come with a lot of vibe and a lot of energy, but when I see bootlickers like Obo,
Obo mujia next space. By the way, I also don't want to waste time on these people. Mujia next space. I'm sorry, I'm not a tolerant person, especially to those who bootlick some of our oppressors.
okay, when
So
I see bootlickers wherever you are, I feel pity about you. What I just tell you is that I think now you're happy. You can go and eat the dead bodies of those young boys and girls who were buried in Kasasiro, so that you can be full with your stomach. I'm sorry to state that, but according to the information that I'm getting and I'm understanding, 2 days before this incident, there was a tractor. The people are asking where did it pass, and it started Okusimo Mwala. Imagine, and it never seen that for 2 days. And the main cause for the landslide started from that trench, those trenches that the government people came with a tractor and started excavating. And when we talk about the numbers, all of us know a hill. How many people do you think a hill can cover before we discuss anything? So we can't go in issues of numbers and whatever, but the issue is evidently clear. This might be a very well orchestrated way to fuck up citizens of Uganda. And what does it call for? It calls for us to be more wise, more intelligent, more resilient, and working hard to see that we can deliver our country out of the shithole. My dear brothers and sisters, countrymen and men, Uganda is at the blink of extinct. We who are trying to wake up Ugandans and to give it manure so that it can become fertile again, we have been designated as agents of espionage because these people want us to see buried. They want us to see under 1,000 feet down. You all know how this government works with bringing in stories in newspapers and bringing in, their comics. And then after they say it is fake and then move around, they are good at those games. But that doesn't have to make us lose the focus that no matter what, even if some of us can't go to Gulu, we are here speaking Gulu, but we people in Kampala, you know how these young girls are being raped by people on the streets of Kampala, these people from the north, you know very well. Abaana basabiriza ku street, abasinga okutembeera amenvu, abakola obwasikaali, nga temunnaba na kwogera ne ku baana bali abali eri Gulu. Kampala has a large number of people from Gulu and the north. Nga basabiriza ku makubo. There is a full village called Kidokolo, whatever, and they are in the baddest shape that you can say. Can't we get a way to tap into these people kala ababaddeko mu Kampala? Babuuse ku bannaabwe naffe nga bwe tukolagana nabo bakozese ku nnimi zaabwe. My dear brothers and sisters, Ugandans, ladies and gentlemen, tetusobola kwetematemamu, but we can deliver. How can we intensify our operations to preach against corruption? I'm telling you, someone asked me that, do you see any way that these people are intensifying for elections, given that next year it is campaigns? There is a lot of mysteries. Clinton spoke about, do we really know the weight of the elephant we are carrying? I want to make you understand. Enjovu gye tulina ku gaali nnene ate tugisibye emiguwa enjovu egiwulira nti no gibimumyodde egezaako kwetagguluza twongeremu emiguwa. I want to thank the doctor for today's institution space. It was really on point. Government tuli mu gitakula awagiruma. Ekafiringa okutakula kwekitakula it is feeling that thing. I want to conclude my submission by speaking that imwe mpujemwe abanyambara abanyankore imwe mpujemwe abari kugira ngo ne supporting a government abantu bari kubi imwe mpujemwe mbwamwe murikitwe imwe basirumwe abatine bwenje temukureba ngo ihanga ryanyu riyone genda bariyone bariba imwe mpujemwe nemgira muri kurungi ki abana banyu bariyone bakurobwa amaraya sirimwe rinka sirimwe muri mbara imwe mpujemwe imwe bakihura ngo bamkane mugamba mukagakanka hi mutugambe kimwe ngo mukafakare temukubasa gamba ihanga ryanyu imwe bangoma njime mukafango tubazike imwe abanyambara abanyankore abari kuruga kabare abari kuruganka hi nemuzangu nemugambisa amanya bese mugambisa amani mutakugambe ibintu birimo amakuru muri kumanya je ngo wagambise kinigano wenyera wanyambise kinigano wenyera mukatandika kare kwenyera muri yone mutununchira mwine kuko bwongo mukamanya ngo ihanga ryanyu rukubi. More than 20 and above people have died, and the report is that here in Chitezi the work tractor ngabuli runako bachisasanyiza ko milioni za seti na yenga ya fadda. Every month billion, every quarter billions have been going there. It means people have died in Chitezi because of corruption, and people are politicizing it. Like yesterday I saw people ngasiba mchitundu sent in by PRU goons beating up people who are rescuing their families, and you see a mockery of the highest order, the president of a country buying dead bodies by 5 million. That is not corruption. Bribing people by 5 million. You're bribing dead bodies. What will 5 million do in the current situation of Uganda? And start talking.
And those who were injured, by the way, you have 1 million. Comrade Musiri David, I'm very happy to see you on this space, brother. Welcome back from the dungeons, brother. Brother.
This time,
summarize.
This time we have to intensify more and more. I'm very happy that diversions have come, but yesterday night we ironed some out. Even in the morning we ironed some out, and we are moving one way, no retreat, no surrender. And this is what is causing Mr. Museveni fear and trembling. We have to get ways of being on one way. No retreat, no surrender. We have to get ways of mobilizing more of our guys. Abalugwala banji tubalina bali ku street basabiriza tubalese tutya mu movement eno ngane 28th tenatuka. Crusade nze ne onyango tugenda kutandika okubenjira wali omulokole baga wali omutisimba wali ekinya simba omutufa wali omupulepo wali omulokole tugenda kusimba wakatuli akabulira enjiri ya corruption nga bwe tubalangira tubagamba nti nno nga mwenda wali yo Crusade namazina tugenda tambuze kuboli omusalaba nga twagala kubamba kwa Anita Amongi omuli wenguzo okuvedde omusalaba bakutekanga ku bononyi tugenda tambuze kuboli omusalaba nga mwenda naye Crusade tuzitandika nga bukyali. Thank you very much. Bring back our people. Thank you, Comrade Musiri. Welcome back. Wish you good recovery. We must remain strong if we really want to deliver our country out of the dungeons that we have been thrown in. Regardless, we stay still, we stay moving. Back to you, my brother.
Thank you, Mugi. Yeah, that was passionate, and we all agree with you on that. Bob, 1 minute. You have already spoken. Bob, 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you. Bring back our people. Actually, I wanted to supplement on the submission Brother Clinton made there with regards to what are the motivations in this regional parliamentary sitting. You understand, brother? Actually, if you observe the words spokesperson of the leader of alternative government, Honorable Joel Sonyo, said that the amount of money which are going to be spent for facilitating all the parliamentarians there per day, it should be kept. And if these people, this region, the representatives of that region in their constituencies respectively, they should be given those days. They can be given those days in the parliament of Kampala, and they vent out all the pressing issues that influence the livelihood of the northerners. You understand? Instead of relocating the entire entourage to go there on taxpayers' money's expense, on taxpayers' expense. You understand? So we can see that the alternative are there, but they are pressing on because they are running away from something. They are running away from something, and this thing they are trying to run away, they don't know it is there in Gulu as well, because it is the Gen Z. It is the Gen Z. This one within the central region, it should be more amplified, because the central region, it is the hub of all aspects that, which is comprehensible to a human thought. Anything that can be done to upgrade the human being, it is deliberated and passed into law within the central region. So it is us in the central region to act as a threshold for the people in the in the outskirts or in outer districts to emulate what is happening in the central region. It is us, the central region, to amplify the people in the northern Uganda to reject that, meaning that we should also be marching on the 28th to Parliament Kampala, whether they are in or not, because if we agree that they have gone there and we conform, that means we are still subjugating ourselves by initiating Museveni's dictates. You understand? For us, we are not recognizing any regional parliamentary sitting. After all, the leader of opposition or alternative business in government rebuffed it and say it is unnecessary, it is unconstitutional, given the predicament we are in, the absence of medical workers. The internees cannot be deployed to render services. Look at the tragedy at Chitezi. There is no paramedical, there is no internees. They should be active right now, but there are no incentives to facilitate them. You
All right.
understand?
Yeah.
We still have a lot of things to put these parliamentarians to account. Let us not allow them to run to northern Uganda or any other region. Let them be held accountable here in parliament, where they passed all the policies that created this impasse of leadership in Uganda. Salutation to you, dear brother David Musili. Salutation to you, brother. Stay strong. We are prevailing, brother.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Guys, we are soon closing this space. I'm going to allow Crystal as the last speaker. Guys, you need to understand one thing before Crystal you come in. Garona Jack Crystal. You need to understand one thing. For example, my brother here, Bob. You need to understand that our objective to have this thing decentralized, to have it edgeless, does not depend on Museveni's dictator movements of the parliament. I don't want you to tell people that we are moving this and we are following Museveni's tunes. No, not really. We are not focusing on Gulu because the parliament is there. We are using the opportunity that it is there. It's going to attract a lot of attention. So if the people in Gulu could use this to awaken themselves, because we do not want also to give the dictator an opportunity to use this to go and hoodwink more people. Like, all is fine. Twagala abantu e Gulu too much. But one thing I would really agree with you on, if people in Gulu are going to protest, people in Kampala should also stand in solidarity and protest. People in Acholi, people in Lango, people in Ajuman, people in Kabale, Chigezi, Toro, people should protest. That is going to be our main. I'm not going to feel embarrassed to see someone protesting when parliament is in Gulu and someone in Chigezi, Bunyonyi, Kabale is protesting. No, that's an addition. So, but I understand your point of also having our powers coordinated to one direction, and also, yeah, you make good points. But Nange, this is what I'm saying. We need to listen to each other. We could learn a lot. But let's take everything we are saying here into action. Crystal, ogamba otya dia? Musiri requesting the mic ngenda kuwa mic sebo kubanga today we had actually David Musiri. I expected to hear your voice on that Makerere space. Anyway, nga bwoli wano ne Dr. Stella Mwali and all Ugandans, we shall hear from you. Crystal, go on, then we shall have David after you.
Okay, bane mwasuze mutya nti obudde tuli muwakumati.
Fete twebaka oyagala wemula nnyabo.
Bannange nange mbalaba mutikula mulinga bagamba nti obulamu bukooma nkya naye eno tulina okulwana ng'enki etaliyo. Ne mwebale kulemezaamu. Tulina okulemera ku corruption. Museveni atuwulira. Ekisooka tukuba nkya naye nga enguzi eva ejjala ku mutwe omukulu naye akimanyi bulungi nti ye ssaabaguzi. Kati ojja tukubaamu ongi naye ate ajja tusabula ye indirect atuwulira. Buli omu waakutte nyweza oba okwasuzaako omukono gumugattako ogwokubiri. Museveni ateganya nnyo diversions. Aye nga tumunywezezza ko yakanezekera abantu b'ekiteezi. Abantu abaziikidde alaba ab'ekiteezi. Aye nga tutuuve ku kino tudde ku kiri. Tujja kuba sayidi zonna. Bwe tukuba ne bwe tukuba eri naye nga tusinga kuba wano ewaffe ku corruption kwayo waatuleeta ewaatuzaala. Tujja kukuba eri ewuwe gy'aziisa abantu. N'azika abantu babane kubanga munnange ye tayagala kumugambako wala amunywezezza. Ayagala abajje kumanya. Tujja kuva ku mulamwa. Tukoye bannange ekimala kinyamala. Tunyigiriziddwa ekimala kimala. Nga tukunga bannaffe tubakungi. Tubabe kulabirako ebirabuwako kuba tekitezirabirwako. No one is safe mu Uganda. Era yagamba nti I'm safe wendi. Tajja kutuukawo saaga. Museveni alaba buli wamu. Mukoowa agatukolako buli nfujjo. Buli kakiki agenda kumutukolako. Buli kibi agenda kukikola paka nga twerwanyeeko. Kuba kati munyiivu, mukambwe. Tayagala kumugambako. Yagala ye akole bibye ate wali amukuba ku mukono bane tulemezeemu. Batuwulira. Lwako abeefula batubane nga batuwulira. Ate nga bajja kutuwulira. Tujja kulemerako paka nga kyetwagala tukifunye paka nga tukifunye byonna bibaawo nava ku mulamwa abaganda bagamba nti bagamba ki eva ku mugenda efuuka kaasa avaako vaako abasigaddeko bajja kusigalako kya buntu buli omu alina waakoyerwa olugendo naye nga nti okookoye naye ng'oli makkati mu mazzi bw'okooyedde simanyi oba onnodde nabegajjodde batuufu tulemereko baganda bange tulekereza otulo nogakandika mbeereko banga bye bannaganda bye bateesa take for granted mwebale kubeerako mwebale olunaku lumu tujja kuwangula tulemeddeko tujja kuwangula tebala kumalamu maanyi nga tetuwangula siya tuteekwa kankume wano
Webale nnyo nnyabo bambi okubeerawo n'okutuwa obubaka obwo. A voice from a lady with such words. It's like, some coffee in the morning hours, in the wee morning hours. Proud Lango, if you're from Lango region, I would love to hear from you before we go to sleep. The thugs are coming to northern Uganda. The thugs are coming there. People in northern Uganda, this is to inform you that we are chasing the thugs and they're coming to your side. So help us, meet them, we meet you, and we meet them. if I make sense. Meet them, we meet you, and we meet them. We need to meet them when we are all organized. Those thugs must resign. General Musiri, I was disappointed. I was such a brother. Yeah, olabika bulungi kahya kati kyekyo. David, the mic is yours. Please speak to us.
Thank you so much, the host. Hope I'm loud and clear.
Yes, you're loud and clear, bro.
Yeah, big up Team No Sleep, Team Night Shift. I am very, very proud of you. I know it is very surprising when people welcome me from prison. I have not been in prison. I have been at a hotel called Ruzira. Actually, I was at the sick bay resting. I needed that time to rest, maybe off the phone, off the keyboard, off something. So, but it wasn't literally also resting. You know, there is what I always refer to a blessing in a disguise. We took a lot of time organizing, but there was a lot of fear factor became so nagging to the extent that the only best time we had was provided to us when we reached the maximum Rosira. So we had a lot of good time. Hope you have talking to the young men. No one is broken. Government is only, the oppressor is only making us stronger. Actually, for us, we came on the street with the intention is that let the government shoot just any one person, one like this. Then they see fire. You know, they were so much alluding to the situation of Kenya. They do not know how it escalated because it started as a peaceful protest just like ours. Sorry, my voice is not so good. I'm having a lot of cough and flu. But anyway, the struggle continues. So it was only Ruto's adamancy and ignorance that he exerted a lot of force to the extent that he even ordered the shooting down of the young men. Literally did he know that these were very determined young men, and such things trigger a revolution. So we are not worried. I know they are listening in. Nze nakola nti abantu b'engulu eyo. Now this is the litmus paper we have got. It is good that some of us we shall join them, some of us we shall be active here in solidarity in town because they are not going to move the building, it's going to stay in the central. We shall do whatever we do, but some of us we shall have to join them there. But kyebadde mbagamba nakola nti angamba wa respect abantu mmwe ab'engulu eyo. Omusajja omu yatugamba nti bo essasi gye livugira gye badduka nga badda. Ate babadde batusoomooza nnyo nga bagamba naye mwabe Kampala mukola ki? Mubeera awo ekitebe kiri eyo buli kimu singa ffe tuliwo, ffe tuli e Buganda. Kati Omuganda agamba kiwayagaliza embazzi, kibuyaga wuyo asudde kiri wammwe. Omanyi nze bansesa abasajja ba mitima migumu nnyo naye batya nnyo enkuba. Kati nali neewuuza abasajja banatya ssasi nga badduka badda gye liri ate lwaki batya enkuba? Anyway, your birthday today with Nayenze because I know you've been here longer and the time is super spent. I just wanted to give my appreciation message. I want to thank you, whoever came through, whoever did whatever you did, and I know everyone played their civic duty while we were under inspiration. I just want to thank you. We can't thank you enough because you made us strong. Omuntu naira wabeera mukomera abanga jibwa mu nsi eno nyinza okugamba nti ennaku weeks 2 natuukanga ebintu bikyuse nnyo mu constituency wembeera mu bintu bantu bokola nabo oyinza n'okwesanga nga wabeerawo omuntu azimba ekizimbe ne kigwa mu weeks ezo 2 olaba kalina empanvu naye njagala okubeebaza mwenna abasobola okuyimirirawo abasobola otuwa ligo abasobola otuwa abakwata mu nsawo ne batuwa bye batuwa abasobola okutusindikira like our relatives abasobola okwogerako naffe abasobola in any way you participated. I am just here honorable to thank you. Naye ngamba omanyi Oluganda luli rich. Omuganda agamba tusiima bwongerwa because it is just a start. And I want to caution those that think that we should celebrate. There is nothing to celebrate. Government has 2 and we have 0. So we need to also score and most probably equalize and also lead the game. So batusiba ne batukuba ne batujjako ne cash bail kitegeeza ebyo byonna government ebadde winning kati wuuyo enyigiriza n'okunyigiriza era byeteeka kuninga. So kitegeeza nti tulina kuvaayo naffe tusobole okuscoring and the only way we can do that is not to quit but to further the struggle and to remain focused, determined but most importantly focused. The government every day is in the kitchen to manufacture diversions. Let's resist from them. Let's resist them and be consistent and focused. But most importantly, to be determined. I want to thank you and I want to say good morning, Team No Sleep. Good morning, Night Shift. I love you. We are here. We are more than conquerors. We are still so strong. They can arrest some of us, but not all of us. The Ghanaians, they cannot arrest all the 45 fucking millions of people. They cannot. They can kill some of us, but not all of us. Anyway, for us, some of us do not fear death because we would not fear that God. that person that can kill the body but cannot kill our soul. We rather fear Allah or God. Thank you. May God bless you. Good night.
Good night, good morning, comrade, and thank you for sparing a minute to talk to us. Quick recovery, mentally, physically, take some rest, take it easy. Just know your good work, your good deeds are bearing fruits. We are no longer sleeping. This is how serious the issue is. And also, the old people in the system are not sleeping. So who are we to sleep? I guess, Proud Lango, you're going to be the last person to submit. We are fighting against corruption in Gulu. So we are saying that people in Gulu need to intensify their fight. How? That is why we are having this conversation. When 28th July, the parliament is in Gulu, can we use that time to make sure that the people in Gulu are saying something positive or negative? We don't mind. We want them to be assertive, just like how we are trying to coordinate ourselves. I'm thinking you're from there, more or less. You could have someone from there. We shall be having these conversations more often until that time. But as of now, please speak to us. The mic is yours.
Yes, thank you so much, comrades. And first of all, I would like to thank the sacrifice of everyone who is currently online. Good morning. I know it takes to be online up to this time. First of all, you see, when you follow the history of South Africa very well, the people who fought for the revolution, as much as those of Nelson Mandela fought, but then even the young people had a contribution towards the cause. So in a situation where the country is going in a mess, like, for example, my country, Uganda, it is upon us, the young people. If you saw the recent statistics that was released, we, the young people, have the greatest number. And sometimes I always tell my friends that, you see, the future that we have been talking about, or the future, we used to say that we are future leaders, and the future is now. That is why I always talk to my fellow friends. I always speak to them about this thing of corruption. For us in Northern Uganda here, the biggest challenge is that people are not yet enlightened. People do not know their rights. When you try to tell someone their right, they say that you're either fighting against the government, you get such. And people have been delusioned so much that people cannot think beyond. But then this time around, we are taking on the fight. It is coming in Gulu. They said it is regional parliament. Sorry, it is sub-regional parliament. So if they bring it to Gulu, which means that it is going to attach Lango sub-region, it is going to attach Teso sub-region, Karamoja sub-region. So they are counting all of us in this, which means that even the young people of all these sub-regional areas, Lango sub-region, Teso sub-region, and Karamoja and West Nile, we should all come up and fight against this cause of corruption. Because I'm seeing the future. Our future is gone. Where are our young children going to be? Where are our grandchildren going to be? They are going to spend over 5 billion. What is the use of bringing it in Northern Uganda here? How is it going to help me? Or how is it going to help the young people in Northern Uganda? Instead, where the parliament is going to take place from, they are chasing away traders, they are chasing away people because they are preparing. This is not advantage. We don't want it here. Let our issues be taken to Kampala and discussed in Kampala, but not bringing the parliament. Are we going to engage? Are we going to participate in this parliament? We are not going to participate. They are the ones going to speak. Let them bring the committees here to do the assessments, but let the sitting be in Kampala. Because me personally, I don't see any use of bringing this parliament here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother Proud Lango. Comrades, one of the things we need to do is rest. It may sound like a joke, but I will tell you this: drink water. Everyone who knows me, I tell them that word: drink water and rest. Okay, there's so much going on lately, so we need to rest so that we can really have our minds ready to think through. But I want to thank all of you who have been on this space. We have put so much into the comment section. Please visit there. But most importantly, let's live here with an objective. Number one, whenever I hold these spaces, I try to go away with things I can do. And if you can do them, please. One of the things is we have contacts, radio contacts in Gulu. We can politely call in whichever programs they are having and we talk to them. And here we have Mega FM contact. It's in the comment section and it's also pinned on the header of the space. Please let them know about corruption and the people who are listening in will pick up the message. Secondly, we have flyers. If you're from Gulu, reach in my comment, in my DM, reach in my DM. Dennis, reach in my DM. Proud Lango, reach in my DM. I will be able to direct you to another person. We don't want to make people public here because the corruption that is fighting back will also take advantage of that. So reach in my DM. I will direct you to people who will give you flyers or will give you the draft software copy where you will make your own. Most importantly, we need people who can translate them to their local languages. These flyers are very brief. They have very brief information. And also, we encourage people who can create their own flyers, depending on the regions they are living in, with specific information. Please do. Every parliamentary sitting is 5 billion. You should understand in your district, you have a lot that 5 billion can do. We don't need leaders to fix our problems. We don't need these people to come to Gulu or Mbarara to fix our problems. They have been in Kampala, and I will tell you this, Kampala has some of the biggest problems. One of them is we have seen people dying of trash. Heap of trash, rubbish is killing people in 2024, just meters away from the parliament. We have seen the drainage system in Kampala, it is not working. We have seen people who are being kicked on the street and they are robbing them broad daylight. There are no cameras. We have seen women who are going to work and they fall into a ditch and they disappear because there is so much water flowing on the street and there are culverts that are not covered. There is a lot of thuggery going on in the parliament when there is no medicine. We have one cancer machine in the whole country. Each sub-county has one ambulance. Guys, I'm not saying this in a bad way like I hate Uganda, but you travel Kenya to Rwanda, you will understand the difference. You will understand the difference. But vuga bubi nnyo bannange. And when you see someone stealing up that huge sums of money, I don't want to lament. But when I go in that mood of lamenting, believe me, we can stay here all night. I want to thank you all who have been here. This fight is for the strong-hearted, not for the weak. This fight is for independent thinkers. Lastly, I want you to understand that there is a lot of people who are saying this and that outside there, but you need to think independently. You are your own leader. Okay? Do not question people's actions as long as they are not against you or they are fighting you. You fight on what you're fighting. You're fighting corruption and the corrupted. Some people are too small to take your attention, including me myself. If I say something contrary to the fight against corruption, skip and move on. All right? So, comrades, I want to salute you, Dr. Stella, for being here. Yesterday, you said some things that I took very personal and I learned so much. We need to allow people speak. We need to let people speak. And we need to be tolerant in doing that. We should not just doing it because it's a fashion. We need to allow people speak. All right? So, guys, I'm going to wish you a good morning. And if you are able to continue with the conversation, remember we are peaceful Ugandans. No matter what we say, we remain peaceful. This is why we allow these spaces to have some people on the space who may not be in line with our call or our call for action. But as long as they are hearing peaceful information, maybe one day it will benefit them. So remain peaceful in whatever you do, but remain assertive. Be safe. Stay away from anyone who is asking so much questions. Stay away from links that are being sent from unknown numbers. That is the way they will hack your phone. Please spread love, spread support. Guys, spread love to our comrades who have been released out of prison. But we're supporting mentally. Some of us are too tired. We don't want to tolerate. But for those people, they need support mentally. Unless otherwise. But we give them support and let's be easy on each other. This fight is a marathon. The slower you are, the better. If you move with people, you will go far. If you move alone, as the saying goes. So, comrades, please keep the fight on. Corruption must go. We either win corruption or corruption wins the people of Uganda. Blessings. I will end this for now. I salute you all. One love.